Hello everybody, I'm John Evans and you're watching another episode of Mid Mod Money, the show that teaches you how to buy and sell vintage items for a profit. Thanks for tuning in everybody, sincerely. Thank you for watching these videos and hitting like. Ever since I asked people to hit like, more people have done it, and even YouTube sent me a thing saying, hey, more people hit like. So it helps me in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how, but I appreciate it. And remember to comment. And let's do this. This week, let's everyone ask me a question. I'll answer it. I'm not scared of that. So yeah, ask me a question and I'll answer it in the comments. So, all right, let's get to today's haul, which is a flea market haul. A single morning, I should say. I was there 15 minutes before 8 a.m. and I was a little disappointed because it was overcast and there wasn't as many vendors, but what I found was fantastic, especially what I find at the end. Super rare item. Love to find stuff like this. So let's get to this flea market haul, starting with this. Simple, classic, 1970s. After the 60s and the flowers and the mushrooms, it went very, what do you call it, like a dystopian, just sugar, it just tells you what it was, sugar. And this is drastically underpriced, 50 cents, because of the desirable color, and the condition is perfect. Pour it out, the sugar thing comes out. This is worth 14 bucks in my booth at the Antique Mall. $14 off of 50 cents. Hey, free money, I like that. Next thing I found, now this is interesting. I love these old fans, and I've had them before. Big, heavy metal fans. Now, this one has the great cage. Oftentimes you'll see these are bent or damaged. This one is perfect. And see how dirty and dusty it is? That's what you want to see, especially when you're negotiating. This probably came out of someone's garage, attic, basement, whatever. And you don't want to see a polished one because the guy who polishes it up is asking top dollar retail. In perfect condition, this is probably worth about 45 bucks, $40 to $50, somewhere in there. It's a Kenmore, which I don't know, was that Sears or J.C. Penney's? I'm not sure. Kenmore. But one of those. And the color determines the value. If this was turquoise, the price goes up. Green, the price goes up. This is pretty standard gray, but the guy wanted, what do you want? I think he wanted $20 for this. And I said, would you take $10? And he goes, no, have 15. And we kind of negotiated on 15, but then he had this other fan, also a Kenmore, which is like a heater, has a heating element in the back, and it would blow hot air or cold air. And it's got a great look to it, this kind of jet engine look. But the cord, I don't know if you can see this, was messed up. Looks like it's been melted. So I haven't even plugged this in. The gray one works. This one I'm going to have to sell as is. But someone will buy this because of the kind of space age looking futuristic design. So purely for decoration, this is probably worth 15 bucks, maybe $20 if someone had the wherewithal to try to fix it. Super cool little knob there. Perfect, no dents or anything like that. But eventually we settled on 15 for both. So I got the two fans for $15. I'm going to sell this one for $35, the other for $15, and make about, what? 35 bucks off those fans. All right, next thing I found, I couldn't believe. Sometimes in the picking world, you'll see something and you'll kind of marvel at it. And that's when I saw, this is a planter, this beautiful horse planter with the waves by his feet and the perfect mane, no chips, no cracks. 1952. So these people were pulling stuff out of a trailer, putting it on their table, and they kind of had a lot of people around because the prices were so good. And I said, I didn't want to inspect it. Sometimes when you turn things over, people know you're serious about trying to find a mark and trying to determine the value of the item. So I just kind of said, hey, how much for the horse? Super nonchalant because you don't, but I was prepared for a negotiation, right? I thought this guy probably wants $20 for this horse. I would imagine, being that it's in perfect shape, 1952, a lot of chance for breakage with these little limbs. And the guy looks at me and he goes, $2. $2. Man, I could not get the money out fast enough to go, here, take my $2 for this perfect condition horse planter. Lane, I don't know if that's Lane Furniture. I really don't. But tried to look some of these up. I didn't see one just like this, but this will sell for about $42 in my booth. Almost $40 profit off of this awesome 1950s horse planter. All right, next thing I found. And this is kind of, I'm a little out of my element here. But I found this awesome street sign, somewhat reflective, an official, real, double-sided street sign. And I, no price. And I said, how much you want for the price, for the sign? And she said, $20. And then I go, would you take 15? Would you go 15 on it? And she said, no, it's two-sided. I can't. And I paid it. I did. I paid $20 for this, knowing that it's a $40 to $50 sign. Probably right there in the middle at 45 would sell this because it's massive. This is 40 inches long. It's big, one way, kind of a cool theme there. But $20, I didn't mind paying it. I actually put it on the way down into the basement. I put this headed down there. So this is mine now. But if I were to sell it, it'd be about $45. I like stuff like this. I'm not one of those man cave guys, but I like vintage. I've always kind of wanted to dabble in signs, but it's kind of a high dollar arena of collecting. So I just thought it'd look good for $20. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. All right, next thing I found at the flea market. Oh, it's stuck on something. I found this cool blonde wood radio. Now, this on the dial, you've got London, Luxembourg. This is a foreign radio. I don't know. This is German. I think it may be German. I've had one of these before that worked, and I sold it for $140 many moons ago. $140, but that was working. This is a tube radio. Very difficult to find parts for this, and as you can see, it's got this cosmetic issue. Now, I don't know what that is. If that's chili, it might come off. If it's turpentine, probably not. So if anyone knows how to gently clean something like this, I don't want to go in through the back, which I could, but this is a non-working radio. I might have overpaid. This was $10. I think just purely on looks, or someone who knows how to repair radios, has tubes, which I know those guys are out there, they might be happy to pay $30 for this. I don't know, but that's what I'm going to ask, $35, because it does not work. Now, if this stuff comes off, I might ask a little bit more than that, but who knows? All right, next thing I found. Now, before I get into this, I found some records. I almost forgot about the $1 a piece. I'm always going to pay $1 a piece for albums because they sell between 5 and 10. Rod Stewart, Frampton Comes Alive, some weird Space Sounds record. I don't even know what that is. I haven't listened to it yet. Three Dog Night, Foreigner, and the true gem, David Bowie, Let's Dance, a modern day classic. These were all $1. This is a really nice find for $1. It's probably a $12 album. All of these together, $44. $44 off of 7. That's how you make your money. All right, now, on my way home, garage sale sign. I'm always stopping. Always. And I saw this house. They had a garage sale. I went in there, into the actual garage, and I didn't really find anything. I found a few like owl necklaces, vintage owl, Avon, stuff like that. But they go, there's more stuff in the house. So I go in the house. There's a nice old lady there with a kind of a bouffant hairdo. You youngsters, look that up, bouffant. And I saw this owl clock. Beautiful owl clock with mushrooms. Yeah, as you can see, $20 price tag. It does work. So I knew that I kind of wanted this clock, and sometimes I'll just initiate a conversation, with people. Let them know that, hey, I appreciate some of your objects. And I said, wow, that's a really nice owl clock. And she goes, I'll sell it to you for $10. We need to get rid of all this stuff. I'll sell it to you it's $20. I go, I showed interest. That's a really nice clock. And she comes back with, I'll take $10 for it. We need to get rid of it. So I just thought that was so hilarious. And as I'm giving her the money, I said, ma'am, you are a master negotiator. And she laughed and thought that was real funny. And so $10 on this clock. This is a $50, probably maybe even a $60 owl clock. It's in pretty good shape. It's made out of chalkware. That's real kind of heavy. Yeah, it's very delicate. It's got a few little issues, a little chip here or there, but not bad for the age. This is definitely late 60s, early 70s, and I'm gonna sell it for $50. I paid 10. All right, we're down to our final thing, and I promised you a rare item, and I will deliver that item. Right freaking Neo. I found this Levi Strauss box. Now, I don't know if it's a jewelry box or a humidor. Might be not a humidor, just like a cigar box. That's what I meant. But as you can see, beautiful mirror image, made in USA. You're like saying to yourself, John, how old is this Levi's box? Well, luckily for me, on the back, it says it, 1974. Culver City, California, 1970. So we're talking about an iconic brand, Levi's, 50-year-old, almost 50-year-old box, sitting there on this guy's table. I go, what do you want for the box? He said, $25. And I go, would you take 20? And he goes, I can't do it. And I was like, well, let me think about it. And I walked the entirety of the flea market and walked it again. And then when I went back, as I was mulling this over, I thought to myself, this is probably worth a heck of a lot more than $25. So maybe 3 times. I thought it might be worth $75. So I went back there and I gave him the 25. I said, I'm going to take that box. And he goes, you're never going to see another one. And he goes, this was an award for a Levi's employee in the 70s. I also have a set of coasters. Now, he said, I had a nice set of Levi's coasters, rosewood, leather, beautiful, but they were also $30. I wasn't ready to pay $30 for coasters, but I just love this box. So I bought it and brought it home to my research guy. And my research guy is looking it over. And I asked her, I said, is it good news or bad news? And she goes, it's pretty good news. She goes, there's 2 of them for sale on eBay. One's $240. And some wackadoo has one, and he wants $700 for this 50-year-old Levi's box. So I said, any solds? And she said, one sold. Someone was asking $250, and they took an offer. So we don't know what that offer was, but let's assume it was significantly more than the $25 I paid. There's only 2 for sale. Super rare Levi's cigar box. I love it. And I'm going to try to get around $200 for it, and because it's in really good shape. The box is in great shape. The paint is good. I mean, it's just, the hinges are really heavy duty. I just love this thing. And I'm going to get about $200 for it. Fingers crossed. So let's look at everything. I spent $88 at a flea market. When it's all said and done, mostly through my booths in Pittsburgh at the Antique Mall, I'm going to sell this stuff for $479. So almost $400 profit, one day haul. Great day to flea market in the great state of Pennsylvania. So thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate all the likes. And remember to comment, ask me a question, and don't forget, always round up.